Rain always sounded different after 2 a.m. Not softer, not calmer, just wrong. Like the city itself was trying to whisper something. And for one taxi driver working the night shift, that whisper slowly became a nightmare. He could never escape. The woman had taken his taxi every night for 2 weeks. Same bus stop, same time, same destination. But on the 15th night, he looked into the rearview mirror and saw her still sitting in the back seat after she had already stepped out of the car. 3 years ago, a cab driver in a quiet city started noticing something strange during his routes. Every night, at exactly 2:17 a.m., a woman appeared at the same empty bus stop on the edge of town, long grey coat, black umbrella, expressionless face, and every single night. She asked to go to the same address. At first, he ignored it. Night drivers see strange things all the time. But after the 7th night in a row, he started paying attention. The driver had worked nights for almost 11 years. He preferred it that way, less traffic, less noise, fewer people pretending not to be lonely. The city felt more honest after midnight. Broken people stopped hiding who they were. He understood those people because he was one of them. He lived alone above a closed hardware store, barely slept, barely spoke to anyone. Most nights the taxi radio was the only voice he heard, until the woman appeared. The first time he saw her, rain flooded the streets so badly the sidewalks almost disappeared. She stood beneath the flickering bus stop light, without moving. No phone, no bag, nothing except that umbrella. He almost drove past her, but something about the way she stood there, perfectly still, made him stop. She opened the back door slowly and sat behind him. Then she said something that immediately made his stomach tighten. "Thank you for coming back." Not, "Thanks for stopping." Not, "Can you take me somewhere?" She said, "Thank you for coming back." Like she already knew him. He looked at her through the mirror, pale skin, wet strands of dark hair stuck to her face. Eyes locked on the rain outside. "Where to?" he asked quietly. She gave him an address near the oldest part of town, a neighborhood filled with abandoned buildings and empty streets. The ride lasted 15 minutes, and during the entire drive, she never moved, never checked her phone, never blinked, just stared silently through the rain-covered glass. When they reached the destination, she handed him cash. Cold cash, not emotionally cold, literally cold, like the bills had been sitting inside a freezer. He glanced down for maybe 2 seconds, but when he looked back, the back seat was empty. Door still closed, no footsteps outside, nothing. At the next traffic light, he checked the money again. The bills were soaking wet. That should have terrified him. But exhaustion makes people explain away impossible things. He convinced himself she slipped out quietly. Maybe he was more tired than he realized, so he kept driving. Then the next night came, 2:17 a.m., same bus stop, same woman, same umbrella. This time, she smiled when he pulled over. Not a warm smile, not friendly, more like relief, like she had been waiting for him a very long time. She entered the cab again. "Thank you for coming back." The driver felt something tighten inside his chest. "You said that yesterday," he told her. No response, only silence. Then softly, "The same address. For 14 nights. Nothing changed. Same pickup, same silent ride through empty streets, same cold money, and every single night, she disappeared before he could watch her leave. But something else started bothering him. Every time she left the taxi, the back seat smelled faintly like river water. Eventually, curiosity became stronger than fear. One night, as they approached the destination, he decided to watch her carefully through the mirror. No distractions, no looking away, no blinking. The taxi stopped. The woman reached for the door, and for the first time, he saw her reflection clearly. Only something was wrong. The woman stepped out of the taxi, but in the rearview mirror, she was still sitting inside, motionless, smiling, watching him. His body went cold. Rain hammered the roof above him. Outside, the real woman slowly walked away beneath her umbrella, but inside the mirror, her reflection remained in the back seat, still smiling. Then slowly, the reflection turned its head toward him, not toward the door, toward him, and vanished. The driver didn't sleep that morning. He sat inside his apartment replaying the moment over and over. Maybe stress, maybe exhaustion, maybe years of night shifts had finally damaged his mind. But deep down, he knew what he saw, and he knew something worse. Part of him wanted to see her again. The next night, he almost avoided the route entirely, but at 2:16, without even thinking about it, he found himself driving toward the bus stop, like muscle memory or something stronger. She was already there waiting. This time she looked different. Her coat was soaked, not from rain, from something dark, something thick. When she entered the cab, the temperature dropped instantly. His windows fogged up, the radio filled with static. Then she spoke before he could say anything. "You still don't remember me, do you?" The driver's hands tightened on the wheel. "What are you talking about?" No answer, only silence, then softly. "You left me there." Every hair on his arm stood up. He turned around, the back seat was empty, but he could still hear breathing right beside his ear. The taxi swerved hard. Tires screeched across wet pavement. When he regained control, the woman was sitting normally again, as if nothing happened. That night, after dropping her off, he didn't drive home. Instead, he parked near a 24-hour diner and searched the address she always visited. What he found made his stomach drop. The building had burned down 9 years earlier. There had been casualties. Most bodies were recovered, except one. A woman waiting at a nearby bus stop during the fire evacuation. Missing, never found. He stared at the article for almost an hour. Then he noticed the attached photo, a blurry image taken before the fire. People standing outside, emergency lights everywhere, and near the curb, a taxi. His taxi. Same license plate, same dent near the rear bumper. His breathing stopped. That was impossible. He hadn't even owned the taxi 9 years ago. Unless... The next evening, he visited the taxi company archives, old employment records, old vehicle assignments, and eventually, he found something hidden deep in a storage cabinet. A newspaper clipping folded inside a maintenance file. Headline: "Night driver disappears after bridge accident." Attached was a photo of the missing driver, and the driver nearly collapsed when he saw the face, because the man in the picture was him. Same eyes, same scar near the chin, same face, only older clothing, older photograph. At first, he thought it was some bizarre coincidence, but then he saw the date. 9 years ago. Exactly 9 years ago. The same year as the fire. His memory started unraveling after that, not all at once, little flashes, rain hitting glass, a woman screaming, headlights spinning, cold river water. He remembered driving that night, remembered picking up a terrified woman near the burning building. She begged him to drive faster. She kept saying someone was trapped inside, but on the bridge outside town, the taxi lost control. The car crashed through the railing and sank. The woman escaped. He didn't. That's when he finally understood the truth. The reason nobody at the company ever spoke to him much, the reason his apartment neighbors avoided eye contact, the reason his memories felt incomplete. He was never the driver, not anymore. He was the passenger for 9 years. He had been repeating the same route without realizing it. Every night, 2:17 a.m., trying to finish the final ride he never completed. And the woman? She wasn't haunting him. She was waiting for him to remember, waiting for him to stop coming back. The next night, rain covered the city again, 2:17 a.m. The bus stop waited in silence, but this time the woman wasn't there, only an empty bench beneath the flickering light. The driver sat motionless behind the wheel, watching, waiting, hoping. Minutes passed, then slowly. The taxi radio crackled to life. A voice whispered through the static, "Thank you for coming back." The police found the taxi the next morning parked near the old bridge, engine still running, driver's door open, no sign of the driver anywhere. But according to nearby traffic cameras, no one had entered, and no one had left. And even now, some night drivers still avoid that road after 2 a.m. because every once in a while, a yellow taxi appears through the rain, driving slowly across the bridge. And if you look into the back seat, you might see a woman smiling beside a man who finally remembered where he was going.